about the economic culture. I'm talking about the economy of the culture of politicians who see the country as their personal property. I'm talking about the lack of the rule of law. So as long as we have not attended to those issues and continue to impose models from abroad and bring experts from outside, nothing is going to go right. So let us urge the world community who are looking for the benefits of Nigeria to first and foremost force the leadership to look after the interests of the people, to make sure they put their house in order before we talk about any other model imposed from outside. Watch this. Immediately the people started protesting. The president said he's cut the salaries by 25%. Can you imagine who is he kidding? You know, the same politicians will go to the assembly and increase their allowances to the tune of 25% or more. So they are kidding us. The sad thing here is that they continue to insult the intelligence of Nigeria. You know? And that has to stop right now. You know? Enough is enough. Enough is enough. You know? Enough is enough. And also, there is corruption within the oil companies, you know, and instead of setting right the corruption within the oil companies, you impose burden on the people, you know, gas flaring, you know, and all of that, even including some members of, you know, high-ranking members of this country who are engaged in the corruption of oil. So, brothers and sisters, let us say, enough is enough! Enough is enough! No more imposing of foreign models of the country. Enough. Thank you. Solidarity forever! Solidarity forever!
Once said that come is the best.
We shall always fight for our rights. Solidarity forever! Solidarity forever! Solidarity forever! We shall always fight for our rights.
Sisters and brothers, our next speaker, all the way from LA, right? It's Lance Legacy, former student union leader, and just we're welcoming him.
Nigerian people! Well, I am happy today to be here. For several years, we've been listening to several policies coming from this building. And sincerely speaking, I wouldn't have been here if Jonathan happened to be somebody who is trustworthy. I came here specifically for a visit, and my first time of being here. I would have waited if I had known that by January 1st, we are going to have a New Year gift in terms of subsidy removal. But they told us while we were in Lagos that the subsidy removal will come on 1st of April. And some of us were waiting that by the time we are back, we will show them that we can take it no more. But you ask the question. The question is this. Who are those that continue to exploit us? Who are those that continue to siphon our money? They are the one. They are the one that take money from Nigeria and will continue to build houses that they will not live inside in South Africa. They are the one. They are the one that will take money from Nigeria and continue to build houses in Vienna. They are the one. They are the one that will take money from Nigeria and make sure that ASU are not being paid. They make sure that the educational system out there gets ruined. And they send their work down to various places all over the world. These are the shameless people that lead Nigeria, and they all come from here. You can understand when someone is as unpatriotic as telling his own nation that she has to be paid in foreign currencies, that she cannot be paid in Naira. Can you imagine? While I came here, something surprising to me. You can have opportunity of exchanging euro in US. You cannot exchange Naira in US. And yet, she's one of the directors here. If she has failed to that extent, what she's bringing to Nigeria is nothing but failure. But I'm charging everyone here. We have that responsibility to curb it. Because Nigerian people have been pushed to the very last limit. There's nothing they can do anymore other than to fight. But the message is this: wherever we are, we must tell people that as Nigerians, the fight that is ongoing now, if you have brothers at home, if you have sisters at home, we must be ready to give maximum support. Because I believe this time around, we are not just going to ask for subsidy not to be removed. We are going to ask for all these leaders to go away. It's not just Ebele, it's not just Jonathan. We shall be stopping godfatherism this time around. We don't want contract workers anymore from World Bank. Wherever they've been to, they have been able to spoil their nation. Nigeria is not going to be one of them. We know their targets, that they want to plunge that country into a civil war. But we are saying no to civil war. We are saying no to ethnicity. We are saying no to corruption. What we are going to actualize this time around is a true people's revolution. And we are going to have for the very first time a Nigeria where each and every one of us, we have freedom of right to speak. We have freedom of expression. People protested this morning or yesterday in Nigeria, and what they did was to open gunshots at them and to keep on firing them. Jonathan must account for this. For every single soul of Nigerians that have died, we are going to take it up to ensure that at least they pay for it. Nigerian people, together we shall fight, together we shall win. Dare to fight, dare to win. And Luther continua.
Before we have the next speaker, I just want to say we're having this again on Friday. We have to keep the momentum going.
Your location,
please.
No, in front of the IMF building.
Right around the corner, right there at the IMF. Friday at 10 o'clock.
All right, guys, so we have to keep it going. Please,
Inform your people, inform your networks,
inform everyone and show up.
This
This is the least we could do, and we need to do more, guys. Thank you, guys. So we still have more speakers, don't leave. We still have more
Brothers and sisters, one more message of solidarity. Again, fight corruption, not the people.
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 Viva Nigeria, viva!
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 Brothers and sisters, one more message of solidarity. The last message was from the Nigerian Labour Congress. We just have a statement issued just now from the AFL-CIO, the American Labour Movement, in solidarity again. And the message reads, brothers and sisters, the more than 12 million working men and women of the AFL-CIO stand with you in your time of struggle. Your struggle is one for the justice of Nigerian workers and people. Workers who work hard to provide for their families. The injustice of eliminating subsidies and forcing working families to shoulder the burden for the escalating cost of gas is an outrage. The AFL-CIO stands in solidarity with Nigerian workers who are peacefully protesting the removal of fuel subsidies in their country. We strongly condemn all acts of violence targeted at and intimidating and threatening peaceful workers. We send our condolences to the family of the protesters who were killed and those who were wounded. As of today, the police response to the protests have resulted in deaths and injuries to protesters. Yet just yesterday, legislators across the political spectrum held an emergency session in Nigeria's House of Representatives calling for the president to reverse his decision. Reverse his decision. The sudden removal of subsidies in Nigeria, where the vast majority of the people live on less than $2 a day, affects working families' core economic decisions. Nigerian brothers and sisters, please know that you are not alone. We will stand by you in this struggle for dignity and justice. Fight corruption, not the people!
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 Thank you.
policies, like she said. We are young Nigerians gathering together to mobilize change. We are not going to be silent until we see positive growth and development in Nigeria. Basically, we are against the subsidy removal because we believe it's unethical. And the reason we believe it's unethical is that 94% of our country still lives on less than $2 a day, while 70% of Nigerians live on less than $1 a day. We are not going to be silent. The people in the World Bank, our leaders are making millions of dollars. Jonathan has a budget of $3 million just for feeding alone. We will not be silent. So we are coming together, asking everyone to continue the protest online. Tell your friends, tell your family back home not to be scared to go out in the streets and fight for their rights.
Yes,
we have to buy our freedom, we have to buy development, we have to buy prosperity, we have to eradicate poverty, and now is the time. One more thing before I go is tell people not to be scared to die. They are dying anyways on the streets of Nigeria. Nigeria has the highest infant mortality rate in Africa. Nigeria has the 9th highest maternal death rate in the world. So we are dying anyways. People are dying on the road anyways. Go out in the streets and fight for the next generation. If we will not leave, let's give the next generation a chance to leave. I have these flyers, I'll be passing them out. If you haven't gotten one, please come get one. Join us online. Thank you.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights.
So our next speaker is Pascal Lapin. Welcome.
Let everybody say our pledge. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend our unity and uphold and honor the That's what Goodluck said before he was elected. In 2008, before he was elected, we put him there. The outside people was not supposed to let him get it. But we the citizens, we allowed him get in there. So now, right, the average Nigerian makes 18,000 naira in a month.
No. Civil servant,
18,000. Less than that. That's probably like $100. If you have three kids, what will $100 do? That cannot even do anything. That's a no. You will starve forever and ever. So now we have to tell this Onyoshi, this Barao Banza, this thief. We have to tell them. The people who own this stuff, Mona, you guys should go and talk to. We don't want the fuel price to increase. How can the fuel price increase from 50 naira to 100 and how much? 141. That's totally unacceptable. Good luck. Just do something about it. That's what I'm saying. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights. Great Nigerian people. Great Nigerian people. I'm happy that we have taken the fight to the doorstep of the people that are manipulating the economy of Nigeria.
Yes.
When I was born, I grew up hearing a particular saying. In Nigeria, it go better. I'm more than 40 years old. Nigeria has never improved. Never better. Poverty is increasing. The oil in Nigeria has never benefited the citizen, except the people in power and the multinational corporation. The value of the naira is going down. Unemployment is increasing. There is insecurity in the country. Jonathan has lost the control of the nation. This is the thing that we need to do. We have to be steadfast, we have to fight, and we are going to win. Great Nigerian people. Great Nigerian people. Struggle continues and victory is certain.
Let me give you guys an update. Hold on. Let's give you guys an update. In Lagos, the police officers that shot the Nigerians in Lagos have been arrested. That's why this is very important that you show up, let your voices be heard. We are not going to back down, okay?
You always want to kill. Quick announcement. We have people have said that there will be another rally Friday
at the IMF.
Yes. And for those of you who know Nigeria,
what time? 10 a.m. Friday at the IMF, which is right there at the corner.
And for those of you who know Nigeria very well, if you ever see anybody who told you he grew up without shoes, and he wants to be president, just tell him, buy him a pair of shoes, let him go on with his life, so that you move on with your life, it doesn't mess up your country. See you next time. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights.
Thank you very much, younger people. Younger people, I grew up, and I'm not yet even 70, but I grew up when 1 naira, you took 1,000 naira to drink and go on K Street, and you got $1,000. Wow. Because the official rate was $1.83. But assez pour les Africains de ce qui comme ça, donner un peu à l'Afrique, donner un peu à ceux qui désirent profiter des fruits de l'Afrique, c'est-à-dire la population. C'est pour ça que vous allez toujours voir des manifestations comme ça. Et ils ont pensé que leur cible attaquée c'est Washington DC. Ils ont critiqué la politique du président Barack Obama parce qu'ils disent qu'il fait partie de ceux-là qui n'aiment pas l'Afrique. Dans l'Afrique, mon Afrique dit, tu nous te plais, nous c'est mon nom, nous sommes dans la banque mondiale pour faire ça trop énorme, c'est énorme comme on dit. Et il est temps que les populations africaines commencent à se lever et parler pour leur communauté. Nous n'allons pas arrêter de vous faire vivre ces événements. Elles sont à venir, continuer à arriver, mais déjà nous disons bravo pour ce qu'ils ont fait.
Okay, this is to tell you that Nigerians who are in America, we are solidly behind you. We are playing our role in America. Keep it moving. Don't give up. Don't be discouraged. Some people will have to go, but at the end of the day, it's going to be better for everybody. Thank you.
I am asking them to hang in there, not to be afraid, because what is happening here is a wake-up call for all Nigerians to see that, to claim their country back. You know, we need to claim Nigeria back from the few people who continue to loot, who continue to steal, who continue to impose hardships on the rest of Nigeria. We want them to set right the culture of corruption among leadership before they can talk about imposing hardships on the country and the rest of Nigeria. Thank you, sir.
This is Ifeanyi Woko. Shout out to Big Boss Entertainment. I'm one of the protest organizers here in front of the World Bank today. In support of my brethren back home in Nigeria. We're standing here in solidarity. We know what you're going through. Keep it up. We're here for you to support. This should not be allowed in any country, definitely not one of the top oil producing countries in the world. So good luck, Jonathan. We're not going to let this one go down. Reverse this decision and don't be a pawn for the IMF and the World Bank. Thank you. Thanks. Big Boss TV, keep doing what you're doing, spread the word. Thank you.
With us today at the Occupy Nigeria. So why are you here today?
We're here to stand up against a cause. We feel like the Nigerian government, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I'm glad that the youth are able to come out and speak against something. So I felt like it was my responsibility. So I'm a figurehead in DC. I throw events from time to time. So I felt like it was my responsibility to be out here and talk against exactly what's going on in Nigeria. So that's why we're here.
So what's your take on the fuel subsidy and everything going on in Nigeria right now?
I mean, personally, I feel like the subsidy removal was drastic. I feel that that's an abuse of power. It's something that could have been done if it was being done. If it was a decision that they wanted to make, they could have done it over time. It's not something that you do drastically on New Year's Day and affect the people of Nigeria and affect the people exactly what's going on. Sunday yesterday, I didn't go to church early. I was watching the House of Reps and what they were saying. One of the reps was talking about the fact that he had a Migad or some of the people that work for him in Nigeria. They went to the East for Christmas or whatever, and they weren't able to come back. And that's like a lot of complaints that we've been hearing from my dad and everybody else. People that work for him, they can't come back to Lagos because of the full subsidy and the increase in price. And that's ridiculous. You can't be doing stuff like that. I feel like the government is really abusing power. People like Jonathan, I'm not here to call names, but I feel like they could do a better job in managing the country and like seeing where the country could like grow. And I feel like the people in London did a good job by speaking against it, because we're the voice of the people that can't be heard. Because in Nigeria, a lot of people are afraid of like what's going to happen to them, so they won't want to speak out against it. So we, the Nigerians in the diaspora, we have a responsibility of like coming out to like speak against stuff like this. So it doesn't really happen. People don't continue being victimized back home.
So knowing about the security, we have security issues in Nigeria, which has not been taken care of. So what do you think should be done at this minute? That, you know, instead of the government focusing more on the force of the security of the people with Boko Haram and everything taking over. So what is your take on that?
I mean, I feel like the Occupy Nigeria movement, for one, it's not really about the full subsidy. It's not. It's about like so many other different things that happen in Nigeria, like the Boko Haram and everything. Like, and that affects like business in Nigeria. Let's even talk about the business in Nigeria. Like Ghana, our neighbors. Foreign direct investment has increased like over time. Like there's no foreign direct investment increasing like exponentially in Nigeria, because I was watching the Business Africa documentary on YouTube and how people felt comfortable with the fact that they could like come to Ghana and they could like leave their house. This is like Europeans talking, they could leave their house by 3 in the morning and they could walk around. In Nigeria, that's not what it was. When I was in Nigeria, you can't leave our house 3 o'clock. We have Migas on the street. I don't know where you lived in Nigeria, Lagos. We have Migas on the street, so everywhere is like blocked. So I feel like it's like really crazy. The security issue is something that really has to be well vested on. People in the diaspora, they have to come back. They have to get investments for people, not only the Nigerian government. Because in America, if you look at the World Bank right now, where we are at right now, there's a security company here. We're not dependent on the American police or whatever. They're private institutions, so I feel like we have to have all those private institutions. People have to come back and implement stuff like that, and it has to do with a lot of the policies as well. Because I studied telecom policy, but we don't have good policies in Nigeria that really protect the people. So anything can happen. When there are not policies, there are not laws that protect the people, or when people don't follow the laws. So Nigeria, we can only pray, do our best.
So my last question to you is, if you want advice to the president, what would be your advice to him right now?
My advice to the president, advice. I feel like he should listen. That would be my advice to him. He should listen. I feel like he's not listening. He's not doing a good job listening. But the press conference that he had like a couple of days ago, it shows that he's trying. For him to have that, he knows that the people are speaking up, and he's trying to like listen to what the people are saying. So he should listen to what's happening in London. He should listen to what's happening in Nigeria. He should listen to what's happening in the US and DC right now, and what's happening in New York, and do something about it so it doesn't escalate to something that happened in Libya or like other African countries. Because believe me, Nigerians are fed up, and at this point I believe that it's only going to get better from now on, because we're going to keep on working, we're going to keep on doing protests and rallies. And
thank you so much for
live at the World Bank, DC, for the Occupy Nigeria, and you've heard the people. They have spoken, they have said everything they have to say, and right now we just want the government to take charge and listen to our voices. Well, I'm Sarah representing Big Boss TV. Have a wonderful day and be blessed.
Once somebody told me that the day that God came in